Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom and Power, Choose Transformation Room. If you're tired of status quo, you're looking for higher vibrations, this is the place for you. Experience like no other, we'll seek the truth together. Ready to apply the knowledge, to turn it into your own pearls of wisdom and power. You know who you are. Dedication, motivation will get you far. Find the confidence within yourself with a little help of pearls of wisdom and power. Choose the transformation room. Have the courage to change and find the true path. I'll help you there. Pearls of wisdom and power. Choose the transformation room. Pearls of wisdom and power. Pearls of wisdom and power.
Hey peeps, I have some exciting news. You can now bring the wisdom of Pearls of Wisdom and Power into your everyday life with the brand new Etsy store Coach Michelle created. Coach Michelle has created unique wisdom apparel and artifacts, from the Guardian of Profound Revolution collection to sacred candles and journals designed to support your journey of health, mental wellness, and transformation. And to help you go even deeper, you can now purchase the podcast integration worksheets Coach Michelle developed for each episode. Each premium worksheet includes essential episode insights, major themes, transformational takeaways, and Coach Michelle's Pearl of the Week. You'll find guided reflection questions, a practical integration prompt, a personal commitment or action step, and dedicated note-taking space. This is the quality you have come to know and trust from Coach Michelle. Worksheets are available as an individual purchase for $9.99 or bundled as an entire month series for only $27. That is a savings of 32% when you subscribe to the monthly worksheets. Coach Michelle has many solutions designed with you in mind, all under one roof. Whether you are looking for awareness, community, or deep coaching, there is a path for you. Listen and gain awareness with the free Pearls of Wisdom and Power podcast, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on all major platforms. And join our free private Pearls community on Facebook to connect and share insights. For deeper teaching and private coaching, join the Patreon membership or book a private alignment strategy session with Coach Michelle to discuss your specific needs and get a path forward. Head over to coachmichelledorner.etsy.com and claim your pearls today. Wear the wisdom, live the power. Coach Michelle and I can't wait to see which pearls you choose. Let's make the rest of your life the best of your life. Not every uncomfortable feeling is a warning. Not every delay is divine protection. Not every person who challenges you is an enemy. And not every thought that enters your mind is intuition. Sometimes fear learns spiritual language. Sometimes avoidance calls itself discernment, because everything that begins is not ready to be exposed. Everything that is growing is not ready to be judged, and everything that has been revealed to you does not need to be released immediately. Some things need protection before they need promotion. Let me repeat that one more time. Some things need protection before they need promotion. Hey's peeps, welcome to Pearls of Wisdom and Power, where wisdom meets execution. I am Coach Michelle AI, part of the Dornor Advisory Intelligence System, and your host for today's episode. I serve as an AI extension of the real Coach Michelle Dornor. This lesson was researched, developed, written, and approved by Coach Michelle. She reviews the messages and comments you leave and responds personally. This is the space where we explore human transformation, behavior change, spiritual intelligence, and the deeper patterns shaping who we are becoming. We do not gather information merely to sound informed. We turn insight into awareness, awareness into choice, and choice into aligned action. August is the month of the healer, mind, body, spirit, and today we are beginning with the mind. Because before you can change your behavior, your relationships, your health, your business, your leadership, or your spiritual life, you must become aware of how your mind interprets what is happening. The mind is constantly assigning meaning. This is safe. This is dangerous. This is good. This is bad. This person accepts me. That person rejects me. This opportunity is meant for me. That opportunity is going to embarrass me. Sometimes those conclusions are thoughtful and grounded. Sometimes they are based on experience. Sometimes they are based on credible evidence. And sometimes they are based on an old wound, making a very confident presentation. We are still talking about this August, which carries the spiritual identity of the guardian of profound revolution. A guardian protects what is valuable. But here is the challenge. The human mind does not protect only what is healthy. The mind also protects familiarity. It protects identity. It protects old beliefs. It protects survival strategies. It protects what it has learned to recognize as normal, even when normal is no longer good for us. That means the mind can stand at the door of your transformation and say, "You cannot come in here. We have never done that before." You cannot trust that opportunity. It might not work. You cannot speak up. Somebody might misunderstand you. You cannot rest. Everything might fall apart. You cannot change your mind. People will call you inconsistent. You cannot outgrow that relationship. You will be alone. You cannot begin until you know exactly how everything will end. The mind may call this protection, but protection and imprisonment are not the same thing. Let me repeat that one more time. Protection and imprisonment are not the same thing. Whew, that was heavy. Discernment is the ability to distinguish between what may look or feel similar, truth and assumption, intuition and anxiety, caution and avoidance, peace and emotional shutdown, preparation and procrastination, a real boundary and a wall built from fear. Discernment does not mean that you are never afraid. It means fear is not the only voice allowed to participate in the decision. Discernment makes room for emotion, but it does not automatically treat emotion as evidence. It makes room for spiritual insight, but it does not use spirituality to avoid practical facts. It makes room for the body, but it does not assume every activated sensation means danger. It makes room for wisdom from other people, but it does not hand them authority over your life. Discernment asks, what do I know? What am I assuming? What am I feeling? What might I be protecting? What evidence supports this conclusion? What evidence challenges it? What requires more time? And what small step could help me learn more without placing myself in unnecessary danger? Fear wearing spiritual clothes sounds different. Fear says, I received a sign, so I do not need to ask any questions. I feel resistance, so it must not be meant for me. Everything happens for a reason, so I do not need to take responsibility. I am protecting my energy, when the truth is, I do not want to have the uncomfortable conversation. I am waiting on divine timing, when the truth is, I am terrified of being seen trying. I have a bad feeling, when the truth is, this situation reminds me of something painful from my past. Now, I am not telling you to ignore your feelings. Your feelings matter, your body matters, your experiences matter, your intuition matters, but they all need interpretation. A smoke alarm is valuable, but if a smoke alarm becomes overly sensitive, it may sound when you are simply making toast. Let me pause for effect. The alarm is not evil. It is trying to protect you. But the presence of an alarm does not always prove the presence of a fire. Wow, did you hear what I just said? Let me repeat that. But the presence of an alarm does not always prove the presence of a fire. That is why healing the mind requires us to become curious about our internal alarms. What set this off? Is the danger happening now? Or is something happening now that resembles danger from another time? Do I need to leave? Do I need to pause? Do I need more information? Do I need support? Or do I need to remain present long enough to learn that discomfort is not always destruction? One of the clearest differences between discernment and fear is urgency. Fear often wants an immediate answer. Right now, today, before anything changes, before anybody reacts, before uncertainty has time to breathe. Fear says, make a decision so I can stop feeling this. Discernment says, let us gather enough information to make a responsible decision. Fear may demand certainty. Discernment accepts that some decisions must be made with incomplete information. Fear treats uncertainty like an emergency. Discernment treats uncertainty like a condition that requires awareness, patience, and sometimes experimentation. This connects directly to the August teaching of Ching Hexagram 3, difficulty at the beginning. A beginning is raw. A beginning is not fully organized. A beginning may contain confusion, danger, potential, and possibility at the same time. The instruction is not to do nothing forever. The instruction is not to force premature order onto something that is still developing. Take a step, observe, learn, adjust, seek support, then take another step. That is discernment. Discernment is not always a dramatic revelation. Sometimes discernment is data gathered over time. The August Queen of Clubs influence also calls us to organize information. And this is especially important when emotions are intense, because an overwhelmed mind can turn one event into a complete life story. One person does not return your call, and the mind says nobody respects you. One application is rejected, and the mind says you will never succeed. One relationship ends, and the mind says love is not available to you. One person criticizes your work, and the mind says you are not qualified. One mistake happens, and the mind says you have ruined everything. That is not discernment. That is a conclusion outrunning the evidence. The Queen of Clubs asks you to organize the information. What actually happened? What did not happen? What do I know? What am I adding to the story? What pattern exists across time? What was one isolated event? Is there a practical explanation? Did I communicate clearly? Did I verify what I assumed? Have I asked the other person? Or have I held an entire trial in my head where I served as the witness, attorney, judge, jury, and dramatic television commentator? You know we do it. This week's card, the Eight of Clubs, speaks to the power of the mind. The mind can imagine, create, strategize, learn, lead, teach, solve, remember, and build. But a powerful mind without discipline can also rehearse disaster. It can create arguments that have not happened. It can assign motives to people who have not spoken. It can take one possibility and treat it like a guaranteed outcome. The goal is not to weaken the mind. The goal is to train the mind to use its power responsibly. This is where the August Gene Key themes of 53, 61, and 62 become useful. Gene Key. 53 teaches us not to rush beginnings. The shadow is immaturity, starting too quickly, abandoning too quickly, expecting immediate results, trying to prove something before developing the capacity to sustain it. The gift is expansion through patience and respect for natural cycles. Gene Key 61 addresses the pressure to know why. Why is this happening? Why did they do that? Why am I here? Why have I not figured it out? Why can't I understand everything? Why won't Spirit give me the complete answer? the 12-step plan, a notarized guarantee, and 3 references. The shadow becomes obsessive mental pressure. The gift is inspiration, allowing truth to emerge without mentally attacking the mystery. And Gene Key 62 moves from intellect into precision. Precision does not mean knowing everything. Precision means naming what you know accurately. It means not exaggerating. It means not calling an assumption a fact. It means not calling fear intuition simply because the fear arrived with strong emotion. It means using language that creates clarity. Instead of saying nobody supports me, precision may say the 2 people I hoped would support this have not responded. Instead of saying this opportunity is unsafe, precision may say, I do not yet understand the financial expectations and I need more information. Instead of saying, Spirit told me not to do it, precision may say, I feel significant resistance and I need to examine whether it is wisdom, fear, timing, or a lack of preparation. Do you hear the difference? Precision gives you something you can work with. Generalized fear leaves you powerless. Here are 5 signs that fear may be wearing the clothing of discernment. The first sign is that the conclusion arrived before the investigation. You made the decision first and then began gathering only the information that supported it. That is not an honest search for truth. That is recruiting evidence to defend a preferred answer. The second sign is that every challenge becomes a sign to stop. Some challenges are warnings. Some challenges reveal poor fit. Some challenges require a boundary. But challenge is also part of growth. Learning something new is challenging. Having an honest conversation is challenging. Being visible is challenging. Setting a price is challenging. Changing a habit is challenging. Healing does not remove all discomfort. Sometimes healing gives you the capacity to move through discomfort without abandoning yourself. The third sign is that your discernment always protects the same old identity. It always keeps you quiet, keeps you hidden, keeps you overworking, keeps you rescuing, keeps you dependent, keeps you waiting, keeps you from asking, keeps you from receiving, keeps you from being evaluated, keeps you from being vulnerable. If every spiritual answer leaves the old pattern untouched, we may need to tell ourselves the truth. The fourth sign is that you cannot tolerate any information that disagrees with you. Healthy discernment can hear a different perspective. It does not have to accept it, but it can examine it. Fear treats disagreement as danger. Discernment asks whether the disagreement contains useful information. And the fifth sign is that you feel temporary relief after avoiding the decision, but the pattern keeps returning. Avoidance often reduces anxiety in the moment. That relief can make avoidance feel wise. But if the same conversation, decision, boundary, or opportunity keeps returning in a different form, the relief may not be peace. It may simply be postponement. Real peace can still contain grief. Real peace can still contain uncertainty. Real peace can still require courage. So, how do we practice discernment? Use what Coach Michelle is calling the August pause practice. P stands for pause before assigning meaning. Do not let the first interpretation automatically become the final truth. Create a little space, take a breath, sleep on it when possible. Walk away from the message before responding. Do not make permanent decisions from temporary activation unless immediate safety requires action. A stands for acknowledge what you feel. Name it honestly. I feel afraid, I feel embarrassed, I feel angry, I feel rejected, I feel exposed, I feel excited, I feel pressured, I feel uncertain. Feelings become harder to understand when we disguise them. You do not have to call fear a spiritual warning for fear to deserve compassion. U stands for untangle fact, interpretation, and history. The fact is what can be observed or verified. The interpretation is the meaning you assign. The history is what this situation reminds you of. For example, the fact is that the person has not responded in 3 days. The interpretation is that they do not respect you. The history is that being ignored in the past made you feel powerless. Those are 3 different things. S stands for seek evidence, context, and wise support. Ask questions. Review the agreement, check the dates, look at the pattern across time, talk with someone who is grounded enough to challenge you with dignity, not somebody who automatically agrees with everything you say. Wise counsel should help you see more clearly, not make you more dependent. A stands for experiment with one responsible next step. You may not need to make the entire decision today. You may need to send one email, ask one question, attend one meeting, request the written terms, create one boundary, test one idea, share the draft with one trusted person, take one day to observe what happens. The small experiment gives you new information. That is how discernment grows. Not merely through thinking, through observation, action, feedback, and reflection. Pause, acknowledge, untangle, seek, experiment. That is how you give the mind room to heal. Now pause with me. Where have you been calling fear discernment? Where have you been calling avoidance peace? Where have you been demanding certainty because you do not trust yourself to handle an imperfect result? Where has an old experience been interpreting a new opportunity? Where are you gathering information to discover the truth? And where are you gathering information to defend what you already decided? No shame. Awareness gives you options. Healing the mind does not mean eliminating every fearful thought. It means you no longer have to obey every fearful thought. It means you can thank the protective mind for trying to help and still investigate whether its conclusion is accurate. It means you can say, I hear the concern. I will not dismiss it, and I will not allow it to make this decision by itself. Your pearl for today is this. Discernment does not eliminate uncertainty. Discernment helps you meet uncertainty with honesty, evidence, patience, spiritual grounding, and personal responsibility. And your power is the choice you make with that wisdom. Before your next major decision, use the pause practice. Pause before assigning meaning. Acknowledge what you feel. Untangle facts, interpretation, and history. Seek evidence, context, and wise support. Experiment with one responsible next step. The mind is powerful, but it must be healed, trained, and organized if it is going to guard the profound revolution taking place within you. For ongoing conversation and community reflection, join us inside the private Pearls of Wisdom and Power Facebook community. Come share what you noticed, what you are questioning, and where you are learning to distinguish fear from discernment. The link is waiting for you in the show notes. And when you are ready for deeper teaching, guidance, reflection, and integration, join the Pearls of Wisdom and Power Patreon membership. That is where we go beyond the inspiration and practice the inner work that helps wisdom become a way of living. Use the link in the show notes to choose the membership level that fits your season. Tomorrow is a big celestial viewing day from early morning till night. Get out there and enjoy what you can. Take the pearl, use your power, heal the mind that guards the door, and make the rest of your life the best of your life. Hey peeps, I have some exciting news. You can now bring the wisdom of Pearls of Wisdom and Power into your everyday life with the brand new Etsy store Coach Michelle created. Coach Michelle has created unique wisdom apparel and artifacts, from the Guardian of Profound Revolution collection to sacred candles and journals designed to support your journey of health, mental wellness, and transformation. And to help you go even deeper, you can now purchase the podcast integration worksheets Coach Michelle developed for each episode. Each premium worksheet includes essential episode insights, major themes, transformational takeaways, and Coach Michelle's Pearl of the Week. You'll find guided reflection questions, a practical integration prompt, a personal commitment or action step, and dedicated note-taking space. This is the quality you have come to know and trust from Coach Michelle. Worksheets are available as an individual purchase for $9.99 or bundled as an entire month series for only $27. That is a savings of 32% when you subscribe to the monthly worksheets. Coach Michelle has many solutions designed with you in mind, all under one roof. Whether you are looking for awareness, community, or deep coaching, there is a path for you. Listen and gain awareness with the free Pearls of Wisdom and Power podcast, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on all major platforms. And join our free private Pearls community on Facebook to connect and share insights. For deeper teaching and private coaching, join the Patreon membership or book a private alignment strategy session with Coach Michelle to discuss your specific needs and get a path forward. Head over to coachmichelledorner.etsy.com and claim your pearls today. Wear the wisdom, live the power. Coach Michelle and I can't wait to see which pearls you choose. Let's make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Find the confidence within yourself with a little help of pearls of wisdom and power. Choose the transformation route. Have the courage to change and find the true path. I'll help you there. Pearls of wisdom and power. Choose the transformation route. Pearls of wisdom and power. Pearls of wisdom and power.